Hi, what's going on, everyone? Logan Stern here, and it's around like 3:30 right now in the morning. I know it's super late. The reason why it's this late is because I got home from work. I got 2 something, so it was a pretty late night already. I've been just was at work working late, and I had stuff to do, and I still have more stuff to do. I still got to eat, stretch out, and I'm gonna work on a little bit of homework before I go to bed because I'm really trying to build that habit. But anyways, I've been putting this video off for a few days, and now I just want to finally film it. And I just want to talk about something tonight real quick, which is going to be adversity. So adversity, I'm going to be making 3 points about it. I think that the first 2-ish are pretty obvious, and the third one kind of is too, but really I just want to make it because I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, and it's something that I can actually relate to a lot right now. And I'll be honest with this video, I didn't make a script. I made a few notes of the 3 points I'm going to make, and that's really it, guys. Usually I have like a note sheet, a note card, I rehearse it out loud. I tried rehearsing out loud a bit, but I was like, I'm just gonna say what I want. So yeah, guys, let's see how this goes. But anyways, I'm just gonna really be talking about adversity though, and like how it really shapes us as people, and why you should be grateful for it, and why you should honestly learn to look at things from a brighter perspective. So adversity can take the form of many things. It can take the form of a hard event, some like catastrophe in your life, anything, you lose someone important, you lose something important, you miss an opportunity, some big event happens, some real event that really shapes you. I think this kind of happened to all of us last year with COVID, but that's just one example. But I think that adversity can also take the form of other things too. It can take the form of just like a hard task, something that sucks, voluntary, or something you have to do, like a chore, for instance, that just needs to get done. Or it can be something like, it can be really anything, guys, that's hard, I guess. It can be life, just being busy in general, a schedule, that can be adversity. Really anything. The same message kind of applies to all of this. So the first point I want to make though is that adversity makes you stronger. This is probably the most obvious one. You hear it all the time. Well, it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. But really, it's the truth. Anything that happens is going to affect you either physically or mentally. It's going to make you stronger. Physically, if you do something that's hard or physically challenging, it's going to become easier over time. You're going to get stronger. Lifting weights is an obvious example. Like, you are able to lift a certain weight, and your muscles are going to break down, but the fibers rebuild and come back stronger and bigger. So what's going to happen is you have to lift more weight in order to get the same progress. The same way it's going to be easier. That's kind of the same thing for life. Like when you start something new, it starts out hard, but it becomes easier and more natural because of like your physiological patterns, whatever. But really, like it's obvious with the physical stuff, right? But when it comes to mental stuff, this is where it's a little, same thing applies, but it might not always be obvious. Really, anything you do though is like gonna become easier over time mentally, whether it's a physical thing or a rough thing, like studying or getting smarter. The more you study, the smarter you become, and doing some of that level becomes easier. So obviously with that too, but I'm gonna say for hard events too, or putting yourself through hard stuff as well. Because when your mind goes through something that is challenging, it has to adapt. And what's gonna happen is your mind is gonna become calloused in a sense. I got this term from David Goggins in his book Can't Hurt Me, where he talks about this, but really he looks at everything as an opportunity to callous your mind. So whenever you do something that's physically or mentally hard, your mind becomes calloused in the process. And that's why I do stuff voluntarily that's considered hard. Like I have to do a busy schedule to reach all my goals, obviously, but I choose to take a lot of these goals on, guys. I could settle for less. But additionally, I also do my hardcore training sessions. You see how hard I train, guys. I don't take it easy. I'm training pretty much every set or almost every single set to failure. And I'm doing that, and I'm taking cold showers, which suck. I'll be honest, they're not easy yet. They've gotten easier for me, but really, I'm not the point yet where I just run in there and it's super easy. So I'm taking cold showers, and additionally, I'm following a diet that's pretty hard right now. That's not really so much that I don't have freedom of the diet, but there's just so much food I have to eat. I have to get a certain amount of vegetables in. I have to eat 200 grams of protein a day. It's what my coach has me do, but really, it's a hard diet, but I'm seeing good results in my bodybuilding, so I'm not gonna complain, right? So the thing is though, is that doing this stuff becomes easier over time. Like, a lot of the stuff to me is not that hard anymore. Like, train to failure has become the new norm. If I don't train to failure, I'm kind of like, what am I doing? This is so easy. This doesn't feel the same. So I think though any event you do or anything that happens to you that is mentally challenging, it's gonna callous your mind though. And really, it's gonna make you stronger for your further trials and tribulations of life, which brings me to my next point. So the next point I want to make is that everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, guys. Because everything in life is all interlinked in some sense. I've kind of talked about before, I don't regret anything because it led you to where you are now. Obviously, there's stuff you don't want to do again. You should learn from your mistakes, but really, you shouldn't go on like regretting stuff. You should know like, hey, you know, like I screwed up here. I'm not gonna do it again. I'm not happy about it, but really, it led me to where I am now. I think about it, guys. There's some things that I failed at, and I either like had to learn and become better and redo again and become better overall because I failed the first time. Happened for a reason. Or stuff I didn't really like succeed in, but really it led me to do something better. You guys know me. I believe in God a lot. I've talked about a lot on my channel, but like I believe that God has a plan for all of us, and that really He knows what's best for us. And if you're willing to put your life into God's hands, He will find what is right for you. I believe in free will, but I think if you are willing to accept God in your life and pursue God and pursue your purpose, He's going to find what's exactly right for you and the best for you. And you're going to actually be at peace with that too. You're going to know what's right for you as well. So really, I think that you just need to understand that everything you do, every mistake you make, or every rough thing leads you to where you are now. It's going to make your mind stronger and lead you to where you are now. So I think that's another very obvious point. But my last point is really just because, like, I guess the last point kind of brings the two together. Your mind's becoming stronger from all this adversity, and you're basically like, it's interlinking your life all together because everything happens in a sequence of things, and really you can't just like pull something out. So really, you should just be grateful for the opportunity to face the challenge. Be grateful that you're up another day to fight, that you're able to do the stuff. See, a lot of things that people always complain about not wanting to do that are hard is actually a good opportunity. You know, you might complain about going to work, working a job, you know, having to work, when really you're lucky you have a job. You're lucky you have an opportunity to put money on your table. Get money so you can put food on your table. Or you might be thinking like, oh, I gotta train hard today. Well, that's an opportunity. You know, you get the opportunity to train and get jacked. You just have to look at everything as an opportunity and make the best of it. That's the key to it, guys. Or schoolwork. That's another big one. I struggle with a lot too. I mean, I'll be honest, like, you know, I haven't really been the best like doing all my schoolwork like in an organized fashion right now. I'm often like scrambling a lot and just getting it done. But really, it's an opportunity to do well in school so I can get a good job and I can make a lot of money in the future. It's an opportunity, guys, and really that's how you need to learn how to view these things, view adversity in general. And you just need to understand that every situation can be worse. And I think one example of something that is voluntary, again, something I choose to put myself through, is taking freezing cold showers. Like, I tell people like every day I take freezing cold showers, and they look at me and think I'm like a psychopath or something. And really what I just tell them is I'm like, hey, you know what? It's an opportunity for me not only to train my mind and become mentally stronger, but it's also an opportunity. I get the privilege to take a cold shower, because if you think about it, guys, there's probably like a ton of people in other countries, like in third world countries, like in Africa or Asia, somewhere like that, and they don't even have access to running water. They'd probably love to take a freezing cold shower. So I tell myself, hey, it's an opportunity and a privilege. I have running water so I can get a cold shower every night. I just go in there and do it. I think the reason why people think it's like horrible I do this is because they're too addicted to comfort. They're too addicted to pleasure, and they don't want to go past their limits. And I think the reason why it literally bothers some people that I choose to take cold showers is because we live in a comfort culture. We live in a culture that teaches us to be comfortable and to avoid adversity at all costs. So that's really the thing, though. But that's really my point, guys. That really, like, it could be worse. You know, you might not have. You have to work. You have to work a lot. You have to do a lot of stuff. But really, it's an opportunity. And I'll be honest, guys. Like right now, you know, I'm going through a bit of adversity right now. I'm only going to talk about I'm not going to get too deep tonight. I'm going to make some videos, I think, further down the road talking about just like this past like year and a half has really been a lot of like discovery for me mentally. Obviously I'm growing up. I think like from like when I was like late 19, like 19 to 20, 19 like up until like currently today, it's been a lot of like discovery for me. I really realized a lot of stuff about the world and society and just really seen stuff for what it was. And I really have shaped my values off of just what I've seen. And I guess the whole process has been it's been some adversity for me, and just like trying to figure things out has been a lot of adversity, and just some of the stuff like I've gone through mentally from that has been a bit of adversity. But really, I think just an example right now, some stuff I'm going through and that I would say is adversity is my schedule. I have a very busy schedule right now, guys. I'm taking like 7 classes. It's not quite as like hard as last semester, but it's still like a lot of school I gotta do. And I'm doing an internship that's 6 hours a week at a physical therapy clinic, which I don't get paid for, but I'm doing because I want to get hours so I can start getting building up a good resume for PT school. But I'm also working on the weekends, like 10 to 15 hours a week at Canes. It's a good job. The people there are cool, but it's work, guys. It's not easy. And they put you to work at Canes, I'll tell you that. So I'm doing work. And obviously, guys, I'm training hard like 5 days a week. And you guys see how I train. I don't take it easy. For me, it's actually my escape right now. It's what kind of keeps me sane. So I really embrace it. But I love it. So I'm training hard, though, and that takes time, guys. And then in order for me to train hard and be functional, I need to be mobile, right? I don't want to be all tight, and I don't want to get snapped up while training. So I spend a pretty good amount of time doing stretching and mobility work too. So I'm doing all this stuff, guys. I'm also trying to do stuff too. I'm trying to really, I'm trying to build my YouTube channel. I want to really start this business soon, which I'm gonna announce very soon, guys. So I'm trying to do all this stuff, and I don't always get all my stuff done, guys. Sometimes I have to put things off or do stuff. Like for example, last week, and I had to take the weekend off training and put more workouts off so I could like reset my split, but also because I needed to recover physically and mentally. But sometimes, I don't always get all my stuff done, and sometimes I don't get all my homework done for the day. I get it done in time, but I don't get it done like as far ahead as I want to. Some days you win, some days you lose, and that's just part of adversity, guys. You have to learn how to become better and stronger. But I guess overall though, main message of like this thing, like this busy schedule I'm doing is that really it's building my time management skills up. It's making me smart. It's making me more disciplined. I'm building myself up mentally and physically too, guys. So really, it's gonna be worth it in the end. Like I guarantee in a few years from now, when I'm hopefully living the dream life, I mean, it might take longer, but when I'm living that dream life, whenever it is, I'll be happy to put the work in. I look at some stuff I did back in high school, and I'm like glad I put the work in. Like there are times where it straight up sucked, guys. Like my junior year when I was like second semester of my junior year, guys, I had a lot of schoolwork. I was taking some hard classes, and I was also like doing powerlifting back then. Like there were nights, I remember my junior year, I was only sleeping like 3 to 5 hours most nights of the week. It flat out sucked, guys, and I feel like a zombie. But looking back, I'm glad I put myself through that, because I built myself mentally, but also I accomplished a lot that kind of led me to where I am now. So really, I'm just grateful I put the work in, and I know that's what's going to be like in the future. And really, to just sum things up from the video, everything hard makes you stronger mentally or physically, and everything also happens for a reason, and it leads you to where you are now and where you're going to be in the future. And to kind of tie both these points together, you should just be grateful for the opportunity, because not only are you becoming stronger, but it's lead up to where you are now, and it's an opportunity to succeed in life. That's all to say today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Done.